Hello everyone, I have been building a house inspired by Pantone's core of the year, which is called Fuzz, but more on that later. I decorated each room individually on my shorts and now it's time to put the build together. The concept for this house was for it to have a light color scheme and to be pretty fancy, so I made 9 rooms for this house in that style, and if you would like to watch them coming together, I'll have a playlist of those shorts linked down in the description. But let's just go ahead and start working on a floor plan for this build. So if you're not a designer, it would be expected for you not to know what the Pantone color of the year is. But the Pantone Color Institute has been selecting special shades for each year since the year 2000. And so for 2024, the color is this one called Peach Fuzz. And they describe it as a velvety gentle peach whose all-embracing spirit enriches heart, mind and body. And they also relate it to feelings of kindness, tenderness, community and collaboration. They call it a warm and cozy shade between pink and orange. So there's a whole list of attributes and descriptions that they have given to this color. I will have these linked down in the description since I am reading it from the Pantone website. And since I have been building this room by room series for a few months now, and each time I pick a concept that relates to the month that I am building it for, I decided to start the year with what this brand calls the color of the year. I have actually seen another simmer build something inspired by the same color. It was by Summersimmie and she made a very beautiful apartment that is a lot warmer than this build that I made. I am also going to have that linked in the description in case you would like to check it out. It's a stop motion build, so if you like that kind of thing, I would recommend you to check her channel out. So I was thinking that this house was going to be a 2-story house and quite large. And this was actually the second time that I tried to build this, because the first time I was trying to have it be a lot deeper than it was wide, and eventually I decided that that wasn't going to work, so I just started over, and I decided that what would make the most sense was to keep this house with a closed-off floor plan and to have large hallways and even a balcony, so that the overall exterior would still make sense, which was harder than I expected. It always is with these builds. And when I build these, I don't have them as a real challenge. I am a lot more flexible about it, so if I find that something is not going to work, I allow myself to add windows or change the placing of those windows, the doors, and sometimes I even make some rooms larger. So for example, with the child's bedroom, I opted to make it a bit larger, and for a while I was worried about making this look balanced because I thought that the teenager would probably not like that her sister had this larger bedroom. But I think that I found a good solution for that, and that is that since I made the bathroom a little bigger and I added a bathtub next to that shower, I found the perfect spot to add a desk. And so I decided that that desk would belong to the older sister and the younger sister would have a smaller desk in her room, which I know is not ideal for like privacy, and teenagers really like having privacy, but I figured that it would be okay since the hallway is really just a hallway. There's no other activities in there except for like some storage and pet bed, but I don't think that she would really mind the presence of the cat because the parents have their own office downstairs, which I am actually really happy with how that office came out. As I mentioned, this color is related to warmth and inner peace and I think even mindfulness or some things like that. So I included a yoga mat in the office. It's not the functional one from Spa Day, it's just the one that is a decoration that comes with the everyday clutter kit, but I liked having that decoration to signal that these people like the idea of having harmony in their house and everything that would be really nice if we all had. But I did make this into more of a home for upper class people, mainly because it turns out that this game doesn't have a lot of things in the right color. I actually changed the settings for the lighting so that it would be warmer and the pink would look a bit more orange, because lots of the oranges in the game are really orange, so they weren't ideal. And there's a lot of light pink, so if I made them a bit warmer, they came closer to this peach color. So that's one of the ways in which I was able to do that. And of course I used the same wallpaper in all of these rooms. It's the wallpaper from the Modern Lux kit, and it has like really subtle pink details, so that worked great to unify the house and to really help the color scheme come together, though I did include accent walls in all of the bedrooms, and those are all from Decor to the Max. One thing I enjoyed about building this house was to create a family that matches this concept, so I made a mother, a father, a child, and a teenager, and I tried to give them outfits that matched this concept, which was actually kind of hard, and I knew that I was going to run out of options if I had a teenage girl and a mother, so having another mother would have significantly reduced my options. And also I really wanted to see if some of the clothes for men would fit, and that was the hardest sim to dress. Also the girl, because there aren't many things for children in this game, but it was a fun challenge, and I actually really like how they came out. Let me know if you would like to have these sims in the gallery. I can upload them if you want. I also gave them 2 orange cats, just to really have as much light orange as I could in this build. I was also thinking that the parents might work from home from time to time. I chose to make the father be a food critic and the mother be an art critic, so that's why their office is the way it is. It has a computer, which is necessary for that career, but there's also like a few art pieces, and I actually included a crystal that is from the base game that is called Peach. It is a very bright orange color, but I really liked that it had the name, so I just kept it. But now that we have the main shape for the house, I started to do the roofing, but I had a problem with my recording software, and at some point the recording stopped all on its own and it didn't notify me or anything, so I did lose almost all of the footage of roofing this house. But it isn't a complicated roof that I was working on, so I don't really mind that happened that much. But anyway, now we're going to be adding a few things to these rooms. I added some windows to the child's bedroom, so I was noticing that the accent wall wasn't as prominent as it used to be, so I included a second accent wall in here so that detail wouldn't be lost. And I actually ended up sizing down those wall decorations from the Decor to the Max kit, which I really love, and it turns out that if you use the medium wall height decoration sized down by 1, it fits the short wall height rooms perfectly, so that was a cool thing to discover. But now we're going to be working on these common areas, just adding some plants and a couch to the balcony. That couch I felt was the perfect peach color, and I really tried to use it, for example, in the living room, but that wasn't very successful. But I did really like how the living room came out, using those couches from Desert Lux and Cottage Living, plus the decorative pillows from the Modern Lux kit, which came in the perfect colors for this color scheme. So I was also glad that I found some wall art that fit pretty well. I actually found a lot of those in the base game. Some of the landscapes and other paintings came in great in here. And I also got the pastel pop kit right before I was done with this build, so I added a few of those items, such as the candles and a few of the other decorations, and they also had the perfect shade, so that made me very happy. And in the child's bedroom I was able to add this desk from Parenthood, which has a matching chair, and they are also the perfect peachy color, plus that cool tablet from the pastel pop kit that had some colors that matched the room perfectly. And I also added that journal from Parenthood and some headphones because I felt that would help for privacy in each of the computers. And I really liked the idea of the child having a tablet instead of like a full computer. That made sense to me also because the desk was smaller, so if you add a computer to that desk, it kind of looks like it takes up the whole of the space. And I liked that with it being a tablet, it was very easy to just take the tablet off and use it to work on some homework or other activities. But now we're going to be working outside, adding some plants to this porch area, as well as a mailbox, and then we're going to be working on the patio for a bit. I ended up using this orangey concrete from the Desert Lux kit and some of the stuff from that pack. Some of the process of the patio was lost when I lost the footage of me working on the roof, but you can see it is just mostly stuff from that kit, as well as some succulents from Eco Lifestyle, and I decided to have some activities for the children, so there's these monkey bars from the Romantic Garden stuff pack, and I actually used that stuff pack a lot for the landscaping, which I did actually end up adding a lot of, but that's one of the last things that I do. Here in the patio I decided to also have some lounge chairs with some shade above them, and this is all from Base Game. Well, not the shade, that is from Get Together, but the lounge chairs and the table, which have this cool like rose gold metal color, are from the Base Game, and I actually really like those items, especially with that color. But now we're going to be working on this like flower area, which is all stuff from the Romantic Garden stuff pack, which I had mentioned. And I added string lights to all of this area using these ones from City Living, which have some really funky swatches with lots of really bright colors, but I was glad that this swatch fit this area perfectly and the concept that I had for the colors. And I do not show it because I didn't add that when I was recording, but I do end up adding like a pathway that leads from the street directly into the backyard. I just have like a garden gate, and that's made me decide to add some more landscaping on the side of the house, but you will see that on the screenshots. And then I realized that I still didn't like how the windows looked, so I changed out the window in the child's bedroom for one from Parenthood that matches the window below it, which is in the kitchen. And inside the bedroom I added those wall decorations so that the window would blend in better. But now I think the only thing I do is to add that kiddie pool and a few little things to the patio, and I finished the facade of the house by adding some of these wallflowers from Jungle Adventure. They have this sort of light pink or purple swatch, which isn't exactly the shade that I would have preferred, but I felt that it looked right in this space, and I just really wanted something in this area because I felt that this tone was too plain. I wanted some more contrast or some more interest in this area because there wasn't a window in this area on the second floor. So I just added these vines and some more plants, as well as some more landscaping, and that's really it for this house. Thank you so much for watching. Do check out that playlist so that you can see the rooms coming together in detail. Subscribe to my channel if you liked this kind of video. I do make one of these every month, and I have spill builds twice a week. Also, if you would like to download this build, it's going to be in the gallery. My ID is Veranio, and I will also have it linked down in the description in case that's easier for you to find. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.